Welcome back to the Ross Bolin podcast, presented by Bolin Media. I am Ross Bolin here today with the colossal Kade Orris. What's really good, Kade?
Colossal. I like that one a lot. That might be my favorite so far.
You're a big boy.
I am a big boy.
Yeah.
But not like in the sense of weight, but just like colossal, just like a big presence.
That's a great reference.
Yeah. It's been good.
You know you just made a reference,
yes,
right?
No, I did.
Okay.
Yes. No,
It wasn't just accidental?
No. Yeah. The reference is from Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Wheezy F. Baby.
Yeah. And the F is for?
Fortunate.
Sure. Well, it could be any F word, really.
Please say the baby.
But, I booked a doctor's appointment today.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so that process was super easy and not a pain in the ass at all.
What? How'd it go? What happened?
Well, so I don't have a doctor currently.
Yeah, we talked about this recently. May have been on Patreon.
Yeah,
but
because
neither of us is a general practitioner.
Right, and so I just wanted to schedule an appointment, like a physical, just to make sure I'm not like dying or anything. And so
it's always good. Yeah.
And I'm on a new health insurance plan, so I need to find a new doctor because I don't think my last one is on this health insurance. So
Wouldn't be covered.
Yeah. So I had to go through all the doctors and find which one I wanted to go to, one that was like close or whatever, and had like good reviews and all that. And on the website, it was giving like the list of doctors and like a number and an address, but like wouldn't tell me like where they were located at.
You're talking about the insurance website, right?
So it wouldn't like go like, because you can't schedule an appointment like through the insurance site. You have to go to their actual like
to the doctor's
office.
website or call in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, that was super fun. Just like spending an hour just trying to like find where these doctors are and like try to book an appointment. Like one of them, like the first one I wanted to go to, they didn't even have a website. So I had to like call in, which I hate calling in these places. I just want to like fucking do it online.
Dude, see, I'm out if you don't have a website. If there's no way for me to sign up for an appointment online, I'm out.
You're right.
It's 2024.
That's my thought exactly. I was so mad I had to call this place. And
what are you doing?
And then, so I called them and I was like, hey, I'm trying to book an appointment. And she's like, are you a new
patient?
New patient or existing? I was like, new. She's like, oh, we can't take you right now. I'm like, fucking awesome.
Dude, see, this is what happened. The last time I tried to get a I was like, okay, I'm getting into my late 30s. I need a general practitioner. I've got kids now. I need to be doing regular checkups. And when every doctor's office I contacted was like, are you an existing or new patient? I would say new patient. And they were like, our first appointments for new patients are like a month and a half from now. It's like,
that doesn't help me now.
What? I was just like, what, a waiting list? This is insane. I'm trying to come in this week.
I could be dying.
What about next week?
Yeah.
Soon? A month and a half? What the fuck?
That happened, there's another doctor. I'm like, oh, let me check this one out. Went to go see like his like booking or whatever. Couldn't see him for over a month. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me now. I mean, granted, I'm not like really like in need of like care.
Well, no, but it just makes you feel like it doesn't bode well for the future of if you need the doctor, like they're just booked to shit. And part of the problem, I don't know a whole lot about this field, doctors, insurance and whatnot, but I do know this. Things changed a lot over the past 10, 15 years with regard to how doctors are able to operate and how much money they're able to make. So now they have to book a lot more patients to try to stay rich. So they're all booked the fuck up all the time. They take way more patients than they used to. Therefore, it is more difficult to get an appointment because they treat more people. So yeah. That's my understanding of it.
Gotcha.
I don't know whose fault that is exactly.
Yeah, no, I have no idea, but it really doesn't help us small folks out, I guess.
Nah.
But yeah, no, I finally was able to get one booked for like next week. I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. Again, it's nothing like too crazy. I just like, no, want to make sure I'm not dying.
Why do you think you're dying?
I don't know. I just have a sense of death. I guess I just like I feel like it's coming for me. I want to take all the proper precautions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
That might the appointment you should have booked is with your therapist.
Oh yeah, no, I got one of those for next month. But that's more
good.
like mental well-being. Like I'm because my therapist can't really check out like my physical.
Well, right, but the sense of doom and death is usually a mental health thing.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to both. Get both sides. Get multiple opinions.
Well, Godspeed. I hope it goes well.
Yeah.
I've had a solid last several days. I got my first childless 24 hours since my son was born. So a year and at least a few months over the weekend. We dumped my son with my mother-in-law on Saturday. It was his first overnight away from mom and dad. He did well.
That's good. You're like, he's your problem now for the weekend. No crying all night. No like missing mom or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, she sent us videos, my mother-in-law, of him like saying "mama" and "dada" over and over. Like, where the hell are they? But no, he was good.
She wasn't like being kept up until like 2 a.m. like crying, like trying to put the baby back to sleep.
No, not like I was when my wife was in Miami and I was with him for 3 nights. It went better for my mother-in-law than it did for me. But he loves his grandma and he's comfortable with her, so he was fine. And my wife and I went glamping.
Glamping, okay.
In Marble Falls, Texas. It's like an hour from here.
Gotcha. What's glamping?
It's glamorous camping.
Okay, is this like a term you came up with, or is it like a...
No, it's just like a well-known yuppie thing.
Mm.
And it's camping without all the things you hate about camping, like setting up a tent or sleeping in a sleeping bag and having no air conditioner. It's not camping at all.
No,
really.
It doesn't sound very
no,
camping.
It's just staying in an Airbnb that's off the grid. That's what this is. Although it was kind of cool. We stayed in like and this is me reading from their site, not from my brain.
Okay.
A Wes Anderson-inspired geodesic dome with AC in it, thank God, because it was hot as shit out there. But like a big, I don't know.
It's really like a dome?
A big dome structure.
Can
Probably
you, like,
about
see through it?
Twice the size of this room.
Okay.
One side of it facing nature was see-through if you didn't draw the curtains.
Okay.
So like at night, sleeping, we had the curtains open, and it's almost like you're sleeping outside. It's almost like you're camping.
Yeah, it gives you the illusion of sleeping outside.
Yes, it gives you the illusion that you're camping. Like I could see the moon with my head on my pillow, which was cool. But yeah, it was different. It was something.
Yeah. There weren't any like bear attacks or anything. Like, probably aren't bears.
We don't have bears.
Like coyotes or wolves or anything like that.
No, the way the property was set up, it would be tough for too many wild animals to get at you here. But
see, that's another downside of camping. You gotta worry about
the wildlife.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't have any of that. The closest real life camping thing we did was we cooked steaks and kebabs outside, like on an open flame.
Oh, okay.
Which was tight, except I still smell like smoke. And oddly, my sunglasses that I had on while I was grilling, like somehow soaked in the smoke smell, and they reek.
Oh no, that's not good. Are these the gooder glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. You love those.
Yeah, they're awesome, but now they reek like
I'm sure you
open flame.
I'm sure you could find something online. Like, how do you get rid of the smell of smoke?
I don't know, man. It's been several days. I get the sense it's over. That this is just how they smell now. It's fine. It's not like an unpleasant smell. It's just kind of the first time I put them on afterwards, I was a little alarmed.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I took a shower already. What is happening? Why does my face still smell like smoke?
But did you do the cooking, or did you?
It was a team effort.
Team effort. Okay.
Yeah. We didn't have like a steak thermometer or anything, so we were just kind of like,
all right, looks
how
good
long do we let these bad boys? I was mostly in charge of the fire.
Just keeping
starting
the fire going,
getting it going, making sure it was under the food.
Mm-hmm.
Real outdoorsman shit, you know?
Yeah.
It was tight.
Yeah, you're a real man now.
Yeah. We also had like a mini hot tub, which I almost died in. It was 102 degrees, the water.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 100 degrees outside.
Right.
So
you're just cooking.
I was literally roasting alive. Yeah, after like 10 minutes, I was like,
stew.
I got to get out. This is extremely uncomfortable. My face was like beet red. I was able to get the temperature down eventually.
So it's a smaller hot tub than normal, or like?
Almost exactly the size of this table.
Okay, no, that is pretty small then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could not put more than 2 people in this thing.
Right.
Like, it's very small.
Yeah.
Mini hot tub.
Hot tub.
But they said you could convert it into a dipping pool, which was only partially true.
A dipping pool?
Like not hot.
Just okay. So just like a.
But it took half of the day to get the temperature down from 102 to like, a reasonable degree.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't miserable in there. I saw like a record player. The whole idea of this place is you're supposed to like unplug,
right,
disconnect, no phone, no internet, no text messaging, no phone, like
so
no
you didn't
scrolling.
have any service out there?
No, we had Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that's great.
This is one thing. When you're a parent, you lose the ability to do that. You can't.
Yeah,
you
fair.
Can't. You have to have contact with the outside world at all times. But it was the idea.
But
of
you
it,
weren't on your
concept.
phone as much.
No, not even close to as much as normal. Although I did use it to play music at one point outside, and it was still around.
So for the record player, did they have like records you could choose from, or is it just like there for?
Yeah, they had some records.
Okay.
They were shit, and you could
bummer.
tell people had like fucked them up.
People just don't know how
They
to take
didn't know how to deal with a record player or records. So like I put one on, and it sounded like shit.
Was it like skipping a lot?
Yeah, so I just abandoned that.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a good time. It was good. It was nice to get away and get out in nature for a little bit and decompress before another big work week,
Right.
So got that going for me. The NBA Finals are over.
Thank God.
Now it's just baseball season. Is hockey still going? Does anybody even know?
I think it was, last time I checked, it was 3-1. I imagine the Florida Panthers are going to take it home, though.
Is this the Stanley Cup Finals?
I believe so. The Oilers and the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, 3-1. So that's not a great series
also
right now either.
Series, yeah.
Sad, very unfair. Yeah, the NBA Finals were dog shit. That was rough.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's your fault, though. Because you did put your money
feel like it was
on the
my
Mavs.
fault. Well, that was just for one game.
Oh, I thought it was the whole series. Okay,
No, I never bet series like that, man. I don't like futures. It takes too long to find out the outcome. I need action now,
Yeah.
Cade. Now. But yeah, this was never really a series. Mavs didn't put up much of a fight. I thought Boston would lay down again. So before the series, I did say publicly on X that I was backing the Mavs financially. And
see, that's what
it went perfectly to plan.
Thought, yeah.
They got the shit kicked out of them.
Yep.
Every game except for the one they won, which was
also a really dog shit
terrible game. I think Boston was down like 40 at one point.
Yeah.
And they very clearly just wanted to go home and win it on their own court.
Yeah.
They were like, you're going to have this one. It's known as a gentleman's sweep when you only give away one game.
Right.
3-1 is a gentleman's sweep.
Because when you win at home, you got the crowd with you and everything. It's a lot more.
I would say it's roughly 100 times better.
Yeah.
Winning a championship on the road, while still awesome, and you got to do what you got to do. It sucks by comparison.
Yeah, because no one's there to celebrate you. You might have a few fans, but it's mostly Mavs fans, so
totally different energy.
You don't really want to win it there, yeah.
Nah, totally different energy. Luka Doncic was hurt.
I feel like he's been hurt the whole playoffs.
Yeah, still played very well. Is also still very hateable.
Yeah,
he's just a really hateable dude if he's not on your team.
Yeah, I heard he just likes to complain a lot.
Complains to the refs nonstop. Makes a lot of punchable faces.
Yeah,
Luka.
But such a bucket though. Like I got respect.
Oh, an unbelievable bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plays almost exactly like James Harden did in his prime, which is just like fascinating to me. Kyrie Irving kind of shit the bed. Boston fans hate this guy.
Yeah.
They hate this guy. Even in the street, celebrating the championship, they were doing chants of "fuck Kyrie."
Yep.
In the street, it was over. They're still focused on him.
Yeah, that's all. He was like 14-1. Since he stepped on the Boston Celtics logo, when he got traded to the Mavs, his first game or whatever.
1-14.
Or, yeah, 1-14.
He's beaten the Celtics one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was that game 4.
So yeah, not a great series for Kyrie, unfortunately.
No, Boston fans are pure. This is the one thing I will give Boston sports fans. I hate you just like everybody else does, but they are pure haters.
Oh yeah,
they have a lot of hate in their hearts, and they let it out.
Oh yeah, no, they let you know about it.
Yeah. So yeah, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown win their first championship as a duo. Jason Tatum, I will say, has absolutely zero of his own swag. Watching this man celebrate this championship was so cringe. I wanted to die of secondhand awkwardness. Was ridiculous. He's just his whole brand is recreating or biting other superstars' existing signature moments.
Yep.
So right after they win, he's on the court and he's getting interviewed, and he tries to emulate like Kevin Garnett's "anything is possible," which is ironic as fuck because you were probably too young to know this, but when Kevin Garnett yells out "anything is possible" after winning a championship, during that post-game interview, you could tell like something was off with him. Something was wrong. Like she's asking him questions and he looked like he was thinking really hard. He was trying to remember the catchphrase that Adidas gave him to say.
Oh shit, okay.
He couldn't remember it, so instead, he just yelled out, "anything is possible!" And it was so weird. The clip gets played all the time because it actually kind of aged well.
It is kind of like an iconic sports
moment. It is, but if you watched the full interview with full context, it was an insanely awkward moment that he botched. Like they had given him a line, like, "All right, KG, if y'all win this thing, like this is what you're gonna say, and we're gonna turn that shit into like $10 million worth of commercials and sell a fuck ton of shoes." And he forgot the line, so he just yelled out, "anything is possible."
Did Adidas like change their slogan?
I think they still used the video and like did their whole thing, but it was obviously whatever their pre-existing plans were, they went out the window. So Jason Tatum last night gets the post-game interview, and he's like, real emotional, and then he like, very similarly to Kevin Garnett, you could kind of tell like, oh, he's trying to come up with something. And everybody knows this about Jason Tatum. Like, he's kind of a cringe dude when it comes to, the way he celebrates and like the quotes he gives.
Like, he doesn't have a good media presence.
Right. It's just gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like weird gimmicks. A lot of which seem to revolve around like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Like I know there's like one picture of him like in like a Boston Celtics like
the
gear,
practice
gear that Kobe also wore when he was like trying out for getting like a.
I think it was when he got drafted by the Celtics.
Yeah. No, he got drafted by the Hornets, but he had a workout with the Celtics. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, pre-draft workout with the Celtics. So Jason Tatum gets up there and yells out, "We did it!"
Yay, we did it!
And he kept saying this.
He just kept saying, "We
did it." He kept walking around like they'd followed him with a camera and a microphone. He'd be like, "Oh my God, we did it!
We did it!
I can't believe we did it!" Going through the tunnel, "We did it!" It's like a 7-year-old celebrating with his friends. It was just an absurd thing to try. Like that was the thing he came up with to yell over and over throughout the course of the night. Like, I'm so shocked that we did it, but we did it together. It was ridiculous. Then at some point later in the night, he's like at a club or something. He's on stage with the trophy, and he throws out everybody was wondering what would happen if we didn't win. I guess we'll never know. Which is, first of all, was most recently used by Alex Bregman when the Astros won the American League West last season. And that didn't go well. The Astros then got beat by the Texas Rangers in the American League Championship Series, and the Rangers went on to the World Series to win the World Series while the Astros were at home on their couch. But prior to that, it's a Kanye West quote. When Kanye was at the Grammys, he got on stage and said, "Everybody was wondering what I would do tonight if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know." And he walked off stage. And it was kind of a tight moment at the Grammys.
That is like a baller moment.
And it was back before Kanye was like a full-blown lunatic that you just couldn't stand to see.
Yeah.
And it was back when he did concerts and performances, he had a microphone and he would sing his songs, which is a crazy thing now that he does that he avoids altogether. Like, I saw a video this morning it was like Kanye does surprise concert in Japan in like a wrestling ring.
Okay.
And just like he did with all of his Vultures concerts, he's not performing. He's just on a stage.
Yeah, he's just like walking around
while they play the album, and he's like doing sick dance moves.
And you're like,
he's just like, oh yeah.
And then you don't even know if it's him because he usually has like a mask on now. And
but he's just not performing. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, so Jason Tatum throws out the Kanye quote, but it's like he doesn't have any original ideas of his own.
Yeah. Did you like it when Bregman did, like before, like, the rest of?
Oh yeah, I loved it, but it was also cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
Like, admittedly, it was very cheesy. But it was like 7 years in a row we had won the division, so it kind of made sense in context.
Right.
I don't think anybody wondered this about the Celtics, really.
No, I think everyone figured they were going to win.
They're the best team the entire regular season. Yeah. And this was sort of an easy path to the championship.
Yeah, they really didn't have any tough competition, getting to the finals.
So anyway, it look, he's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum. So maybe he just hasn't like found his identity yet. I get that. I don't think I really knew who I was at 26. But for the love of God, can they get him some PR people, like somebody in his camp to guide him in terms of like just stop copying Kobe, stop copying existing, Celtics or historic moments. Like just fucking come up with your own shtick, bro.
I will say I like the moment with him and his son, Deuce. After he won, that was cute. I like that. But then I also did see it was him like with the trophy like in the locker room after, and like he couldn't do like the actual Kobe pose. Like I think
that's because everybody had called him out and saying he was gonna do it already.
Yeah, if you do the Kobe pose like that,
you're gonna get roasted. Bro.
Yeah, so he like tried to do his own version of it. Like he had like
up against the wall
with like one knee like propped up and
kind
like
of crying,
like cuddling it and like kissing it. I'm like,
he's just corny. That's what he is. He's a corny dude, and look. I'm just being a hater here, but he's corny.
Yeah. Great basketball player, although he wasn't too great this series. Jaylen Brown took over.
He was still, I think Jason Tatum became the 4th player in NBA history to lead his team, to lead his team in the finals in like points, rebounds, assists, and blocks or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So he was still great. But yeah, they gave the finals MVP to Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Who was like, I'll share this with you, which is not a thing. That's not how that works at all, bro.
That's yours.
That's yours, dude. You
Congrats.
can't. Yeah, you can't split it in half. No. Anyway, congratulations to the Celtics. Nobody's happy for you except for you, so be happy for yourselves, because we all hate you. We all hate you. And if y'all don't know this, everybody that's not a Boston sports fan hates y'all. They call this a championship drought. It's been 5 years since Boston or New England experienced a championship. That is not a drought. Some of us have been sitting around for ages. Well, not me, but because of the Astros. But like a lot of sports fans go their whole fucking lives, without a championship. Y'all called this a drought just because there were 5-year-olds who had never experienced the championship in Boston. So the drought is over. Speaking of droughts, summertime is here, and there's almost nothing I love more in the summer than spending time at the pool or at the beach if I'm lucky, basking in the glow of the smoking hot sun, like I did this past weekend. But like Spider-Man's uncle once said, with great sunshine comes great responsibility, and that responsibility is to keep yourself hydrated, because when it's hot as shit outside, your body needs more liquids. Today, fortunately, our episode is brought to you by Liquid IV. Liquid IV hydrates you with benefits like electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients in a single stick. It's clear why Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. Liquid IV is as easy as it gets. You simply tear open one of their convenient little packets, pour it into 16 ounces of water, shake or stir, depending on your preference, and enjoy the hydrating power of Liquid IV with a refreshing beverage that tastes fantastic. Taking care of yourself is important, and keeping yourself hydrated is a vital and crucial part of taking care of yourself. Liquid IV is here to make sure that hydration is easier to achieve than ever. If you're like me, sometimes you're either too busy or too forgetful to remember to drink enough water. Liquid IV makes getting your daily hydration in simple and more delicious. Tear, pour, live more. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. 8 vitamins and nutrients. Non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. No artificial colors or sweeteners. 4 delicious sugar-free flavors, including white peach, green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. A zero-sugar hydration solution with no artificial sweeteners, clinically tested to hydrate more than water alone. Turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you use code ROSS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code ROSS, Ross, at liquidiv.com.
Grab your light, this is Stop the Wikipedia when you're high.
Stop the Wikipedia when you're high.
Today's Stuff to Wikipedia when you're high is Victor Noir. He was a French journalist, which doesn't sound cool or exciting.
You didn't come up with the noir movie genre?
I don't think so, no.
That's a bummer.
Nah.
All right.
Nah. Although French noir is another movie genre.
But still not him.
Not him, no.
Okay.
He was a French journalist. He was actually shot and killed in a duel by Prince Pierre Bonaparte, a cousin of the French Emperor Napoleon III. And Noir became a symbol of opposition to the imperial regime after his death. If you want to read about the duel and his beef with Pierre Bonaparte, you can read about that on the Wikipedia. That's not what I'm here for, and it's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is his tomb.
Okay.
His tomb in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris has become a fertility symbol. It's a life-sized bronze statue of Victor that was sculpted by Jules Deleuze to mark his grave. And it's portrayed in a realistic style as though Victor had just fallen on the street, dropping his hat, which is depicted beside him. I'm assuming when he was shot, he just dropped right there and dropped his hat. Apparently, Bonaparte slapped him across the face and shot him before the duel had properly started.
Oh, so that's not really a fair fight.
No, that series of events, though, is not what was accepted in the court.
Yeah.
And Bonaparte was able to go free. Anyway, so it's a big bronze statue. You got to Google Victor Noir, Noir statue, or Victor Noir grave if you want to see this thing. It's ridiculous. But the sculpture has a very noticeable protuberance in Noir's trousers, which means
he's bricked up.
Yeah, it's not like a full-blown boner.
No.
But
he's like at half mast.
Yeah. He's packing heat.
Yeah.
After in the afterlife.
Wait, do you think he's a shower or a grower?
It appears he's a shower based on this statue. So this has made it one of the most popular memorials for women to visit in this famous cemetery. There's a myth that says placing a flower in the upturned top hat of Victor after kissing the statue on the lips and rubbing its genital area will enhance fertility, bring a blissful sex life, or, in some versions, a husband within the year. There's a lot of options there.
Yeah. I've heard similar results will occur if you do that to me, too.
Yeah,
actually.
you heard this?
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I've been told.
I've been told. Third party.
Yeah, heard rumors that this also occurs.
That's good to get the word out.
Yeah. I'm
just
spreading the word, yeah.
Yeah, so as a result of this legend, those particular components of the otherwise gray-green oxidized bronze statue are really well-worn and shiny, as are the tips of his boots. So if you look at the photos of this thing, the protuberance, his cock, also his nose, his lips, and his boots, like all the areas where a woman could create friction, basically, they're all worn down.
If you have a foot fetish? Or
no, I think it's just that they poke upward.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. Creates that friction, baby.
Yeah, for the women who are taking it really seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get off on this guy to make sure that I get this.
When because you posted an IG post on this too.
Yeah.
And I clicked on the pictures. And I literally thought he just was rock hard and girls were just riding him. I thought it was
his dead, his bronze dead boner.
Yeah. That's literally what I thought it was.
No, but look at these photos. Look at his face, bro. That's from women sitting on his face.
Yeah.
And rubbing their genitals on his dead statue face, which is just a bizarre thing to do. But it's hysterical. His dick is totally worn down this area, which it looks like his hog goes almost down to his knee.
Ah, so he's got a little third leg. I mean,
they're really getting after this guy.
Yeah.
In the afterlife. So,
and is it just girls that do this, or no?
Oh, I'm sure.
Or the homies kissing him and rubbing.
Well, it's a fertility thing, so I don't know how many men are I'm gonna go. I think the myth is for women.
Okay.
All right. I can't speak to if any dudes have humped.
But what if I want
grave.
a blissful sex life?
Yeah, I don't think it's for you though.
It's not for me.
No, it's a sexist myth.
Okay.
Only women need apply to enhance fertility, bring a blissful sex life, or in some versions, a husband within the year. So because so many women were humping this thing, Victor Noir's dead statue. In 2004, a fence was erected around the statue of Noir to deter superstitious people from touching the statue, because I assume it also became a cleanliness thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like a hygiene problem.
Absolutely.
A bunch of different women.
You don't know where those mouths and genitals have been.
Yeah, they're just rubbing their coochie all over this dude, and then next person's up rubbing their coochie all over this dude.
Yeah, they're just a line for
That's
me.
a lot of coochie on one bronze statue.
Lucky guy, this one.
So they put up a fence. And then, hilariously, due to supposed protests from the female population of Paris, led by French TV anchor Perry Coquin, it was torn down again so the ladies can get after it. So the fence didn't last long. They put up a fence and the women of Paris were like, you sons of bitches, you will not take Victor from us.
No, we want our blissful sex lives and enhanced fertility. You will not take that away from us.
And husbands within the year.
Yes.
Yeah, so they got the right to hump the statue back. So there are so many of these photos online of women straddling and like riding this dead man's grave statue and like rubbing this dead man's statue's bronze bulge.
Well, I see some dudes, like when you look at the Google pictures, there's a couple guys in there, so maybe.
On top of it though?
No, there's touching. No, they're not like riding it, but like some of them are touching it. Like there's a couple kissing as they have their hand over this dude's cock.
There's a photo of a family, and they all have their hands on his cock. It's like a mother and her 2 daughters, and they're all rubbing this guy's protuberance. Which just an awkward. But this is my favorite. Girl, I mean, women are getting up there in like full lingerie.
That's a great one. Really big fan
and
of that
just
one.
letting Victor have it, man.
Yeah.
But he's got to feel good about this in death, in the afterlife. Looking down at his statue, just getting,
Just getting a lot of action. Good for him.
Oh, yeah, here's a guy grabbing cock. Here's a dude.
So, like, how did this, like, start? Like, why were people, like, rubbing their genitals on this?
Like, who came up with that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You never know with these myths, these sex myths,
Right.
They just come out of nowhere. Like, you just birthed one about yourself.
Well, no, I didn't birth it. Like, that was already out there. I'm just, bringing it to light again.
See if I can find oh, yeah. Yeah, people are still doing this, man. This is a recent one. 2024, May of 2024. Good for Victor.
Yeah.
Good for Victor. So, if I die in some freak accident, I would like a similar statue erected, no pun intended, in my backyard for my wife to visit in a similar manner. I feel like that would be good.
Yeah, no, I think this is how every guy wants to go out now.
Big bronze statue.
Big bronze statue.
Protuberance.
Huge hog.
Protuberance.
Yeah.
Myth. Surrounding me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the way to go. That's how I want to be buried now.
Yeah. I don't want to be... Well, I don't care what you do with my body, cremated or whatever, but I want a statue.
Yeah.
Just put a little Astros hat next to me instead of a top hat,
Yeah, and then that's where you put the flowers at, so everything comes true. The blissful sex life, the husband in a year.
Yeah,
and
also
fertility.
these women are kissing it, and it's like, what if you kiss it right after somebody wrote it? Right?
Yeah.
It's just like there's a lot of
Do they have like
potential
some,
contamination.
hand sanitizer, like
they
wet
need
wipes?
to, Kade. That's a
just
great
right,
idea.
Yeah.
COVID time style, like just surround this thing with sanitizing products. The little, stand in the ground with sanitizers on each side of it.
Yeah.
That would help. Surely that would help. Today's episode is also brought to you by Shopify. Jordan and Pippen, Kobe and Shaq, LeBron and D. Wade, Tatum and Brown. So what about the perfect duo when it comes to growing your business? That's you and Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is there to help you grow, whether you're selling merchandise for your podcast or handmade kaleidoscopes. Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Selling merchandise for our podcast here at Bolin Media is obviously something we love to do, allowing us to provide our biggest fans and supporters with shirts and hats and coffee mugs and whatnot so they can wear and use our products in real life to show their support for Bolin Media's shows. And Shopify can be the platform that enables you to connect with your supporters in the same way. I've used Shopify pretty extensively. It is easy. It is amazing. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to help you and support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/RBP, all lowercase. That's Shopify.com/RBP. Go now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. All lowercase. Shopify.com/RBP. So legendary New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick has a new girlfriend. I'm assuming you've heard
Yeah, I've seen the stories.
a little bit about this at this point. Let's learn about her and mock their love. So from TMZ, Bill Belichick has a new love interest in his life. TMZ Sports has learned he's dating 24-year-old former competitive cheerleader Jordan Hudson. I would say Jordan, but it's Jordon. Jordan, right?
Yeah, well...
Maybe she goes pronounced by Jordan, but it looks like Jordan to me.
Oh, Jordan. Okay.
Sources close to the situation tell us, TMZ, that the two have been romantic for a while now, becoming an item shortly after the ex-New England Patriots head coach called off his longtime relationship with Linda Holliday. According to one of Hudson's former cheerleading teammates, Hudson first met the 72-year-old on a flight from the Boston area bound for Florida way back in 2021 and bonded over a philosophy project the student-athlete had been working on. So, just to rewind, in 2021, Belichick would have been 71, and his now girlfriend would have been 21. I'm guessing they just got, by happenstance, sat next to each other on a flight, and they claimed that they hit it off over her philosophy project she was working on, because I'm assuming she was still in school, which is hysterical and kind of gross. It says TMZ was told they swapped contact information after landing and stayed friendly through the ensuing months, discussing her schoolwork and the X's and O's of her cheerleading routines.
I mean, again, Bill is a big X's and O's guy, so that makes sense.
Over 70-year-old man, like texting
he loves
with
to
a
talk game.
21-year-old about her cheerleading routines and schoolwork. Later, they became more than friends. It says Belichick was spotted rooting her on at a cheerleading competition in March, which is also fucking hilarious. He was also seen with her on a work trip to Croatia. Just this week, she attended Tom Brady's Patriots Hall of Fame induction ceremony with Bill as well. It says we're told Hudson, an entrepreneur and philosopher, has even begun helping Belichick with his business endeavors. Now, there is no way to sound more full of shit as a person than describing your profession as entrepreneur and philosopher. Like, I could say that.
Right. I mean, yeah, you kind of like are in some ways.
An entrepreneur and a philosopher.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
You're starting a business, you're spreading your theories and everything out there, yeah.
It's just weird because, like, when Bill, as a coach, had a very specific way of handling himself, at least with the media. I don't know how he was privately necessarily. But he just never struck me as the kind of dude who would have the energy to fool with a 24-year-old.
Yeah, no, he seems...
Like, he's an old man.
Yeah, very grumpy old man.
He's 72.
He doesn't, yeah, like you say, like he doesn't really like the media. He doesn't seem to like have like a fun side to him.
Well, he kind of does post-retirement.
Right.
Which has been strange as fuck to see. Like at Brady's roast, and at like I think he did some of the press for like I can't remember if it was the college football playoff or what, but he's been on TV and much more personable than he was as a coach. So I see, like, he has some personality. It's there.
Yeah, well, he's just letting...
He never showed it, though.
Yeah, he's letting get to shine a little bit more now.
And he's got a 24-year-old girl. So Bill is 72. Here's where it gets a little weird, and by a little, I mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick has a daughter named Amanda Belichick, who is 40 years old. So he is dating a girl who is 16 years younger than his daughter.
That's really strange.
I don't know how you make that compute in your brain. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you can.
Look, as a man, I understand the concept of like older men chasing younger women.
Right.
It's not that it's like lost on me. It makes sense. I get it. Trying to recapture your youth, feel young again. It's exciting, whatnot. And I also see the flip side for like young girls who date older guys. Like there's more security, there's a potential for more money, that kind of thing. There are angles here. I see the angles. I'm not a moron. but I'm just struggling to imagine. Like, I'm 37 and I'm happily married, so this is not on the table. But there's no fucking way at 37 that I could date a 24-year-old, 13 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different world. Completely different world. We grew up in different worlds. We live in different worlds. Now imagine
this would be more like if your dad married like a 24-year-old.
Which is fucking insane. Like the 24-year-old, how many years ago was 9/11? Was she even alive?
No, she would have.
2001, right?
Yeah, she wouldn't have been alive yet. It
was 23,
well, maybe.
So she was like 1.
Yeah, something like that.
Bill was 50-something. You know what I mean? Like, that's just so much difference in life experience. It's Bill Belichick, so it's hysterical. And she's a former cheerleader who's an entrepreneur and philosopher who's helping him with his business endeavors. What business endeavors? What is she?
just business stuff.
Look, I really badly want to say, good for Bill.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know Bill had riz like that.
I can't say it.
Bill's got game.
He's got a 40-year-old daughter. 40. Fuck. Weird planet, Kade. It's a weird place.
It really is.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on with Bill Belichick. This story melted my brain. I could not believe it.
I didn't believe it at first either.
Holy shit. Belichick, out of all the people, dating somebody, what is that? Almost 48 years younger than him. 48. I can do math.
Yeah, good math.
Wow. That's
crazy.
Something else. In other news, House of the Dragon Season 2 premiered this past Sunday. And I thought it was a very good episode, Kate. We haven't really gotten to talk about it. We watched it together.
We did watch it together,
but we spent the last 48 hours since watching it together working on our House of the Dragon podcast.
Yeah, just pumping out content right now.
So we haven't spoken about you want to share your thoughts with the people? Spoiler-free thoughts, I guess. Since I don't know if everybody who's listening to this is watching.
Yeah, no, it was a good start to the season. A lot of setup stuff, so like they didn't get into like a lot of real like juicy action yet, but there's still some moments. It has its moments.
Juicy action at the end there.
But just seeing where everyone's at, everything, like what everyone's scheming up, and like you said, it was classic Game of Thrones. I felt like, I'm always excited when House of Dragon's back on. When I watched Game of Thrones, I watched it like up until like season 8. Like I had to catch up with everything, so I didn't get to experience it like week by week.
Be a part of the memes and shit.
Yeah, and so like in like season 8 was kind of dog shit. So like it's just people roasting the entire season. So
just angry.
I'm like,
angry
this
fans.
isn't very fun. Now I got to experience it finally with season 1 of House of the Dragon. Now I'm getting it again with season 2. So like it's fun to like be in on it with everyone, like kind of watch it with everyone. So I've really enjoyed that so far.
Dude, I've been super impressed with people on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Like the amount of content like available by the time the episode is over. I'm talking about memes, jokes, clips, videos. Like people go nuts with that shit. And there's some really, really funny stuff.
Oh yeah, always is.
Very good content coming from the people on X, which respect. Look, people hated on Elon for everything he did with Twitter/X, and I did too. But it is still, despite everything that has happened, the best place on the internet to find like immediate reactions to things and fresh like takes on shit that just occurred.
Right.
Getting on X right after an episode of House of the Dragon is fun as hell. People all losing their minds. I saw a lot of book readers, Fire and Blood book readers, who were really upset with the way they handled some of the elements of this episode.
I saw that too, yeah.
Which I guess a spoiler-free way of saying it would be they didn't like the way blood and cheese was adapted to the screen. And I found that to be absolutely hilarious. These book readers are like, how could you have liked it? It was so much worse than the book. I'm like, I'll tell you how. I didn't read the fucking book.
Right, exactly.
I'm not comparing it to anything except what I saw unfold on screen, and it was perfectly fine. People just like to bitch and moan, though. But great first episode. It really was. And like you said that I said, it felt so much like Game of Thrones back in the day, and it just like captured the magic of that formula that Game of Thrones had, where you've got like sex, murder, deceit,
plotting, scheming.
It was all the good stuff. and I feel really good about the way this season is going to go. So if you're watching House of the Dragon, definitely check out Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. Every week we're going to drop a companion podcast to the new episode of House of the Dragon. Our companion podcast for the season 2 premiere is available now on youtube.com/@OystersClamsCockles and also on all the major podcast platforms as well. And it's a big deal for Bolin Media, a big season for us when House of the Dragon is in season. So it's a full 8 weeks of kind of what I would call our busy season for the year. And we get a ton of eyeballs on our company and all of our shows, and that's very, very fun. So anybody who's here today, from Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, I appreciate you checking out the Ross Bolin podcast. That means a lot, too. Thanks for supporting the stuff that we're doing. It's very, very fun for us to do. So, yeah, House of the Dragon is back, episode 2 this Sunday, and then another episode of Oysters, Clams, and Cockles will drop Monday afternoon to help everybody digest what we see unfold on the screen. And that'll do it for today's show. But remember, Kade and I will be back later this week with an ad-free premium episode of all new content available exclusively on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. Hit patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast now and sign up for a 7-day free trial where you can check out the hundreds of exclusive ad-free episodes we've published there over the last several years. Enjoy that 7-day free trial, then stick around to support our show and be a part of making sure the show can go on. Also, please support our sponsors by hitting the links in the description of this episode. Every time we put out an episode, you will find the links for our sponsors and the dedicated codes in the description of the episode. That's how we pay the bills here at Bolin Media, so make sure you utilize those and support our sponsors. Thank you. Check out our other shows like, if you're an F1 fan, Jared J-Bone Borislow is putting out a recap and a preview for every single race all F1 season long on Formula Bone, youtube.com/@Formula Bone, @Formula Bone on all the social media platforms, and Formula Bone is, of course, available on podcast platforms as well. I've already told you about OCC. Don't need to do that again. If you're a Houston sports fan, check out Banging the Can, hosted by me. If you're watching the Star Wars show The Acolyte, check out Children of the Watch. Follow me, Ross Bolin, on Twitter and Instagram @WRBolin. Mr. Orris, where can the people follow you?
You can follow me on all the social media platforms @Kade Orris. That's KADEORRIS.
This episode of RBP is presented by Bolin Media. Video of today's show was produced by Kade Orris. Go to youtube.com/@The Ross Bolin Podcast to watch that video. And until next time, remember, you are not alone. Peace be with you, and also with you.